Welcome back to Bannock's Lair, my sweet children. Challenge Rift 36, let's have a look. So it's a Demon Hunter, which I've played enough of in the previous season. Clicking on the soul mirror will reveal everything we are dealing with. Now, obviously, we're dealing with somebody, this player has gone for the achievement to complete a Greater Rift 45 with no set items. You can tell straight away, when there's no set items equipped, it's pretty much guaranteed that the player is going for the Greater Rift 45 achievement, which is a part of your seasonal journey. And very similarly to the video that I released with my own Demon Hunter on how to complete a GR 45 with no set items, this guy or girl has gone for a multi-shot build with Yang's recurve. We've got Syndicate in there. It's very, very straightforward sort of stuff. Witching Hour for a bit of damage and just other random legendaries and, if possible, ancients. This guy doesn't really have any ancients, but must be pretty low level and still at quite a low Paragon point level during his playthrough. But anyway, the gear is there if you want to check it out. It's basically just stuff to add a bit of fire damage like the Mage Fist, Wraps of Clarity for some armor increase. Witching Hour is definitely very nice for some damage increase. And then Yang's Recurve and Dead Man's Legacy. These are the main items that, you know, are worth noting. Everything else is just like random garbage. Couple or a few, four yellows in there as well. Canai's Cube, we've got Dawn, Syndicate, and Convention of Elements. The skills that this player was using is Evasive Fire, Multishot, Companion, Vengeance, Vault, and Preparation. Passives, Thrill of the Hunt, Call of the Week, Awareness, and Ballistic. So, straightforward strategy. As a Demon Hunter, I've played Demon Hunters to death, so this is like, I know this like the back of my hand. The first thing you want to do is make sure that Vengeance is activated, and whenever it's off cooldown, make sure you keep reactivating it. It'll increase our hatred regeneration, and also because of the Visage of Goons here, when Vengeance is active, it also gains the effect of the Dark Heart rune. So we get Dark Heart for survivability, and we also get Seethe for regeneration. So very, very handy. And then you just want to start spamming Multishot and casting or activating Evasive Fire every 5 seconds or so it procs our Wraps of Clarity, and we get that damage reduction. So make sure that you just press that every 5 seconds and you're good to go. Then you just spam Multishot, and just be careful because this person doesn't have the perfect cooldown reduction amount. So we have a few seconds when Vengeance actually does run out. We can't reactivate it yet. So just be careful when you're spamming, because you can easily just diminish all of your hatred before you have a chance to activate Vengeance again. But it's not too bad. I've done a quick playthrough of this and it's not too bad. Obviously we'll be using Companion if we're low on hatred. With the Bat Companion, it increases our hatred again, so it's gonna be pretty hard to run out of hatred for this. You can just spam the hell out of Multishot very, very easily, as long as you have either Companion available or Vengeance is ready to be back up. Then we want to use Vault for mobility, but a speed increase as well, and Preparation in case you spam the hell out of Vault and you run out of Discipline. That's pretty much it. You can watch me do it now. Some people are struggling with this week's time. It's very, very easily. You want to keep moving because damage reduction isn't really much of an issue here. This is quite a strong Demon Hunter. He does have a few measures in place that increases the damage reduction, so you're not going to die too easily unless you do something silly like standing in acid or fire. Don't do that. Let's go on in and do this. And we're in, sweet children. We are in. And you want to make sure that Vengeance is activated straight away. And I have a bad habit of casting Companion whenever I come across an elite or whenever I want to do extra damage, because when I play Demon Hunter, I always use Wolf Companion, but this player is using Bat for hatred regen, which isn't really necessary, because when you have Vengeance, I don't think like you have to be pretty bad to run out of hatred, and plus you have Focus as well, so you have Evasive Fire with Focus, which you can just hit a couple times and that replenishes hatred as well. So it's just, I don't know, I think it's a bad move. But anyway, it's a beginner player, obviously, and he's going for this achievement pretty early on in game, I would say. I would hazard a guess at saying, assuming. So what you want to do if you're running out of time, because the time is quite challenging if you're going to dilly-dally and really keep your distance. You don't have to keep your distance here. There's no passives that increase your damage when you're further away. So You don't have to particularly worry about staying too far away. You want to get on in there and keep moving. I'm not too worried about what's around me. I'm just going to spam the hell out of multi-shot here and keep moving. There's some pretty convenient pylons on the way as well. And it's just a shame that he hasn't got Wolf Companion in his companion skill there, because that would really increase damage nicely. So anyway, that's part of my play style. Anyway, what you do want to aim for is these Oculus ring circles. You want to stand in there whenever possible, but if you take too much damage, get the hell out, you know, bolt out. Particularly when this arcane rubbish hits the floor, you want to definitely be careful. But as you can see, I sacrificed a few hits because we do have some pretty nice damage reduction. And that's it. So I did watch Black Panther recently. My movie review for that will be coming up. Stay tuned for that one. Check out some of the other movie reviews that I've done recently. American Satan was a really good film. And I've also talked about Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which was good. It wasn't a bad film, but I do have it's far from perfect. There are flaws to it, which I discuss. We've got another pylon coming up here. And the gameplay here speaks for itself. You know, I'm going to talk about some other stuff that's happening in life, not just Diablo 3. You can see what I'm doing. Just moving. Keep moving. Move rather quickly. And you want to sort of just move to the next elite pack as soon as possible. Also, you know, focusing a little bit on the density, taking them out. But don't, you know, stress too much about killing every single enemy. Just keep moving forward. And as you can see, we're making good time. We're ahead quite conveniently there. So got another elite pack down here. Oculus ring circle there. Increases our damage, so that's why we want to stand in there. And they do come up pretty often. They proc pretty often. Sometimes they're just in a very inconvenient area. And the new season has begun. This season I'm playing the Monk class, and I do plan on releasing a lot of new content based on the Monk class. You know, we're talking set dungeons and build guides for pretty much all of the Monk armor sets. It's pretty refreshing for me because the Demon Hunter's always been my main, and I've just spent countless hours. Like, we're talking thousands of hours playing the Demon Hunter class, so for me, it's a refreshing break to be playing a different class. And Monk is one of those classes that's sort of half melee, half kind of caster-ish. It's I suppose primarily melee, but he does have a lot of abilities and skills that you can actually keep your distance and cast spells. So we're going to experiment with pretty much everything the Monk has to offer this season. And down these steps, you want to be careful. That lightning damage can actually wreck you big time. A lot of density down here when you come to floor 3. And they're spread out very inconveniently, as you can see. Don't forget to pick up your health globes. You know, vault into your health globes if you're low on health. And definitely having Vengeance up. Be careful, you're vulnerable when your Vengeance has run out, and when it's actually, when the seconds are ticking away and it's on cooldown. If you can't reactivate it, you're vulnerable because you haven't got that Dark Heart rune activated. So you are pretty vulnerable. I'm going to go for this pylon here, which increases our damage. We're going to melt down our enemies here, and hopefully it times pretty well, and the Rift Guardian is summoned quite close. Yeah, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. So I wanted to make sure the Rift Guardian was summoned while we still had that buff active, so we can damage him a little bit and get a bit of an upper hand. Maybe because the Rift Guardian is actually quite hard to down with this build with no set items, maybe I should have just waited for the pylon there, so I had it up the whole time just for the Rift Guardian, but doesn't matter. We saved time anyway by smashing the elite pack up there, and also the density, so at least we summoned the Rift Guardian earlier. But anyway, I'm not going for some awesome time here. Just want to quickly do this guide, show you all how to do it, and you guys can smash my time and let me know in the comments. Tell your Uncle Bannock what time you got. 6:13. How come every time I do a challenge rift when I finish it, there's always a number 13 in there? Because I'm Bannock 13, baby, that's why. That is this week's challenge rift, done nice and early for once for everybody. If you are new and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I do a lot of movie reviews and Diablo 3 type videos, guides and gameplay, all that sort of awesome stuff for Diablo 3. Not to mention that subscribing does have its perks. I will be your best friend for all of eternity, so how can you pass up on this offer? What you waiting, what you waiting, what you waiting for?